Hare Krishna. So we are continuing with our Gopāla Campū study session, chapter 28, going to Ambika forest. At the daily assembly, in the early morning, when the request was made, Snigdhakanta began to speak with zeal. O Madhukanta, hear a latest story of Krishna. Krishna turned 9 years old, and this showered bliss. Govardhana was worshipped in this year with greater attention than in the previous year. When the worship was finished and some months passed, Shivratri arrived with auspicious characteristics and attracted everyone. Every year they would go with joy to Ambika forest to worship Shiva, since that place was a commonly accepted place of worship. Though generally people went there with desires for fame and fortune. There they would give abundant wealth in charity, but that year the time was not proper for the worship because of the day and constellation. When the inhabitants were about to go to Ambika forest, Krishna, unsteady with great flowing waves of exciting pastimes, attracted the hearts of all the cowards. What more can be said? Nanda's heart was also moved by Krishna. Nanda desired to make the journey and made preparations. Gathering many materials and quickly bringing out long carts for luggage, engaging many people, they yoked the bulls to the carts carrying various excellent ingredients while experiencing busy excitement. Yashoda, the guardian of Vraja, having a pure fragrance of love for her son, made the journey with them to give great happiness to the wives of the cowards. What more can be said? All except for Upananda and Abhinanda, who were appointed to protect the cows in Gokula, joyfully went there. Sananda and Nandana followed Nanda and Krishna as their protectors. Particularly to be noted, the exceptional women of Vraja were most beautiful. Their Kanjana bird eyes danced in their lotus faces. Their breasts like golden pots shone with various patterns of musk. The ankle bells on their lotus feet made attractive sounds. Krishna and Balarama ascended a cart lined with a blanket and went surrounded by walking guards. Seating himself on the high cart, Krishna, with heart eager to see the festival, moved gracefully on the road. With friends as commanders, looking at the curious sights, while being caressed by his mother, he entered Ambika forest. Just as a farmer difficult to obtain water and then finally obtains a shower of nectar, the travelers going to Ambika forest by good fortune attained Krishna. On this journey, an astonishing event took place. The waves of the river mixed with tears, having Shaivala plants as hair standing on end, and lotuses as blossoming eyes, flowed over the river bank to attain the great ocean of Krishna's beauty and became stunned. Controlled simply by his name, all people on seeing Krishna's lovely form uttered, "Look, look." With difficulty, Krishna prevented such disturbance. Eventually, the Vraja residents arrived at the camp. After arriving there, bathing and giving charity, along with priests and well-wishers, out of curiosity to see the residents of the holy place, Lotus and Krishna, shining after taking bath and applying sandalwood, began to wander around the place with his friends and Balarama. They were delighted on seeing the different ornaments, the people born in different states and regions with different dwellings, food, language, worship, and rest. On seeing them, those people exclaimed loudly, "Look, there's Krishna, there's Balarama, there's Śrīla." They heartily tasted with their eyes, the tongues, with their eyes as tongues, the honey flowing from his beautiful form. Bewildered by drinking the honey of his form, offering themselves completely for their own benefit, with lowered, handsome faces filled with tears, they came from their houses, approached him, and remained standing with folded hands. Krishna accepted all their offerings and graciously accepted their affection. All the wealth, people, and objects that you and your relatives possess belong to me. Now I offer all that back to you. Let all that remain with you. Satisfying them, he eventually returned to his own residence. Coming to his residence, finishing his dinner and giving bliss to his mother, he donned the best ornaments, garlands, and clothing. Surrounded simply with his friends for his own benefit, he stayed up attentively all night along with the other pilgrims who came to observe Shivaratri in order to worship the great devotee, the supreme guru in the devotee line, who bestows auspiciousness to all devotees. He then washed various people, creating astonishment by the various types of knowledge near the Shiva temple. Noisy with the clamor of the Vraja residences, for people from other places and royalty. The people of Vraja shone like desired trees at that place. Fortunate Nanda, son of Parjanya, shone like the presiding deity of those trees. When dawn arrived, the residents of Vraja distributed delicious food and gave respect to unlimited brahmanas who were attracted by the famous generosity. When dawn arrived, the residents of Vraja distributed delicious food and gave respect to unlimited brahmanas who were attracted by their famous generosity. By this, they increased their fame. They then sent off all those pilgrims who were like old acquaintances with behavior producing abundance of the highest affection. In this way, Krishna spent the night nourished by the care of his parents and the inhabitants of Vraja at that place on the dark room. The next night was not filled with all the pilgrims. When the clamor had died down because of fatigue from staying awake the previous night, deep sleep overtook everyone. Krishna went away some distance out of shyness and for play. Happy from his friends' association, he fell asleep. In the darkness of night, which spread everywhere, an old python without poisonous fangs crawled up and swallowed the lotus feet of Nanda. When the snake had swallowed up his feet, Nanda, whose remarkable mind was always filled with the form of Krishna, woke up and cried out for Krishna. Ah, oh Krishna, Krishna, oh Krishna, Krishna, why is the snake swallowing me? Because of thinking of Krishna, he fainted. Brave guards stood up and took their swords. The strong-armed men, seeing the snake, which was like Rahu devouring the moon, became extremely afflicted. When chopping with swords became useless, they could see no method of stopping the python. Drowning in sorrow, they beat the snake with flaming pieces of wood to inflict pain. But still the python would not let go of Nanda. Waking up on the first calling of his name, Krishna stood up and running at the speed of Airavata, arrived there in a moment. When Krishna arrived, the long snake touched Krishna's lotus feet with his tail accidentally. On touching Krishna's feet, the snake immediately let go of Nanda. Giving up the body, the snake became a Vidyadhara. On touching Krishna's feet, the snake immediately let go of Nanda. Giving up that body, the snake became a Vidyadhara. When Krishna's soft hand touched Nanda's feet, Nanda regained his previous normal condition. When Krishna's soft hand touched Nanda's feet, Nanda regained his previous normal condition. When all saw this with astonishment, the being named Sudarshana Vidyadhara, having regained his previous body, began to praise Krishna and explain how he had been cursed. Taking permission, the Vidyadhara returned to his previous abode. What to speak of others? The married women of Vraja, who having given up shyness, had come here on the occasion of the vow, experienced helplessness in this situation. Now gathering together, they spoke in loud voices. Krishna and Balarama then embraced their father and mother, and the mothers embraced Krishna and Balarama. And other women embraced the mothers in great joy. When dawn arrived, they quickly decided to leave. Getting on the attractive carts, they covered the long distance quickly and arrived at Vraja. With the sound of the Vedas accompanied by music and singing, Upananda and others welcomed and worshipped Nanda. Krishna welcomed and worshipped Nanda, Krishna and the other pilgrims according to etiquette. They took them to some groves, had them bathe, and using their own people, cooked and served food. Mingling jovially, they asked about their health, made the pilgrims happy, and then had them spend the night in their own homes. The reciter concluded, you have given birth to a famous sun, a moon. The light from his toenail destroys all darkness. Chapter 29, further pastimes with the gopis. Snigdha then began speaking in the night among the Sakhis. When the gopis finished the rasa dance and returned home, the people there were not at all worried because Yogamaya had produced copies of all the gopis in their houses. The people in the houses thought they had prevented them from going. Krishna passed all the following nights in pastimes of the rasa dance, filled with various rasas. Vrinda assisted in various ways. Vrinda and a group placed tamala trees near Vraja and effulgent herbs at a far distance. In this way, she served Krishna for his meetings with the gopis. In this way, she served Krishna for his meetings with the gopis. She made the forest blossom and called the gopis there. She made them sit there all night in a waking state. He would embrace the gopis constantly and held the pastimes to his heart like a necklace. Sometimes Krishna would come to their houses like a thief. With the help of Lalita, he put on Vishaka's clothing, or with Vishaka's help would put on Lalita's clothing. Then he would go to Radha's house in the dark. In the darkness of night, he would speak like a Sakhi to resisting Radha. Oh Radha, the best coward, Krishna is acting your best friend, is acting as your best friend. I swear that you should accept his friendship. When elder Samo found out about his coming to the house, he decorated the bowers in the company of the gopis with his pastimes. Radha was expert in cheating the elders of her house. Oh, old woman, the Devata who has frightened you and me in the night has been driven away from here by a knower of mantras and is destroying the bowers. He is no longer in the house, but do not go to the bowers. That is what she hinted by her words. One Sakhi spoke, dwell among the elders. On my friend's cheek, it tinted with kumkuma, there is certainly a design of a makara ornament. I did not make the design for fun. Some opposing gopi has drawn this on Radha's cheek. That's not a lie. In this statement, the suggested meaning is a reversal of the self and the competing gopi. I have drawn the design, not the opposing party. The poet indicates that the Sakhi's words are false. The women who were separated from Krishna and Raja because of many obstacles felt like women whose husbands have gone to a distant country. Krishna thought, you see Radha, you speak to her, touch her and embrace her. Oh mine, you become blissful on relishing her actions, which you repeat within yourself. If you do not believe in this, you will die. But what happiness will you attain on thinking that you will die? At that time, one Sakhi came and spoke to Krishna. In separation, Radha experiences ornaments to be burning like and fire. Death gives her pleasure. By what method can you appease her? Oh Master, you are her life and she is your life. That is clear. By such words, I do not really depict a situation. Her longing is described. One Sakhi spoke to Krishna. This longing inspires Radha even more, but it does not inspire you. O Krishna, for this reason, her longing does not give her the happiness arising from satisfaction. Radha is not capable of either accepting or giving up her body, which is split open by tears, shivering, change of color, choked voice, hair standing on end, perspiration, paralysis, and fainting. This longing, because it obstructs the destruction of life, gives suffering to her as if she had a lump of food in her throat. This longing, because it obstructs the destruction of life, gives suffering to her as if she had a lump of food in her throat. O Madhava, you are full of good qualities and have full power through your arms. Can you not take this Radha full of good qualities and beauty into your heart and console her? Radha going to meet Krishna is described. A Sakhi speaks to Radha using suggestion. Radha going to meet Krishna is described. A Sakhi speaks to Radha using suggestion. Oh friend, where are you going with unsteady eyes? You are most enthusiastic to go forward. Why have you fixed that place in your mind? I do not understand where you're going. Seeing a tamala tree, you become stunned and you merge in the group of Sakhis with deceptive gestures. When the sun sets, you depart. When the sun sets, you depart to a mountain in the east. Thus it seems that you're going to meet Krishna for some pastimes. The appointment. On a moonlit night, many women imbued with love, dressed in the best white cloth and set forth to meet Krishna. This is true. In this appointment, all their actions were made useless. That is true. In this appointment, all their actions were made useless, their lover. For then they become filled with bliss and covered with effulgent smiles. Light and darkness became one at that time. Only fools describe the gopis wandering about for Krishna in the darkness. They trembled in their hearts at the beginning, and their feet became paralyzed on setting out. When Krishna appeared in their mind, their bodies stopped. The cause of their meeting was divine will alone, for that will alone pull them forcibly towards Krishna. Sometimes a Sakhi would bring another Sakhi to meet Krishna during the daytime by trickery. Oh friend, the peacocks are fearlessly dancing everywhere. It seems that a dark cloud has appeared among the peacocks and is sporting. It is suggested that Krishna was there alone among the peacocks. The woman decorating herself for a meeting is described next. She picked flowers and made a special bed. not available in the three worlds. Ah, such a bed is not available even in Vaikunta. This gopi, preparing herself all alone, was not aware that her friends had come. One Sakhi spoke to Krishna about Radha's longing. Oh Krishna, holder of the chakra, having prepared a bed by my friend thinks of your arrival. Not seeing you, she cannot tolerate the passing of even a moment of time. Her hands began to shake terribly, and her ornaments and dress became disheveled. Her hands began to shake terribly, and her ornaments and dress became disheveled. Become disheveled. Sometimes Radha was cheated. A gopi spoke to Krishna, O Supreme Lord, your scriptures teach not only enjoyment and liberation, but also devotion to friends like us. The defeated Radha is described. A Sakhi spoke to Krishna, you can destroy a woman by showing yourself marked with the fingernails of another woman, but you show great skill in destroying a woman even without this. A friend scolded Radha and acted as a messenger. Oh proud woman, hear what my friends and I are saying. Just worship Krishna according to your natural tendency. The friend speaks to Radha who had become stubborn. Oh Radha, why are you so proud? Give up your eyes burning with arrows of pride. Krishna will release a cloud spreading showers everywhere. Krishna will release his eye weapon, a cloud spreading showers everywhere. Then Krishna arrived in a flurry, his body red with nail and teeth marks. Krishna spoke and Radha replied, oh dearest Krishna, why is your face shriveled? Don't you know the cause? Curse you. What has happened? Why do you have wounds from nails and teeth? While you were sleeping, the demoness of sleep did this to me. Asaki spoke to her. The timid woman's heart will shirk when there is lightning playing in the clouds. Silly girl, why are you smiling at Krishna? I cannot praise a person with marks on his chest. Radha spoke to Krishna. You are shining red with a red cloth and the crimson marks of her nails. Your lips are clearly blackened with a collyrium. The black cloud approaching the east direction, Chandravali, then comes to us and hides the marks of that encounter out of shame. Then comes to us and hides the marks of that encounter out of shame. You became a turtle supporting the base of Mandara mountain and showed a woman's form as Mohini. You're not worthy of the name Ajita, unsurpassed, because you were actually intent on letting the Devatas enjoy by giving them nectar. Giving me up, Hitva, you enjoy, and accepting her, Hitva, you enjoy. This is not a lie. Hitva can mean give up and accept. A lusty person has no judgment. That person cannot distinguish the tasty from the insipid. That person cannot distinguish the tasty from the insipid. See, Madhava drinks the insipid mouth of the flute and cannot give it up. Oh Radha, your body is slender, you have a tender heart and fine intelligence. I ask how your mind can maintain such long-lasting anger. Krishna spoke, oh Radha, your body, you have a tender heart and fine intelligence. I ask how your mind can maintain such long-lasting anger. Your face is soft like a lotus and your tongue is soft like a new petal. Your face is soft like a lotus and your tongue is soft like a new petal. Your face is soft like a lotus, and your tongue is soft like a new petal. But why are your words so cruel? Yes, I know your heart is a thunderbolt. That is the cause of your cruelty. That is the cause of your cruelty. Let that be. I do not derive as much pleasure from your joy as I do from your anger. Let that be. I do not derive as much pleasure from your joy as I do from your anger, by which you show. Let that be. I do not derive as much pleasure from your joy as I do from your anger. By which you show your through words and beatings. Oh Radha, I'm not pained so much by getting beaten by your play lotus in anger as I am by your dear feet being pierced by thorns. When he pacified her with his own interest in mind, she replied, "O master of Lakshmi, I've tolerated your separation, which is like Agastya swallowing the ocean of happiness. Like the wind destroying the great cloud of respect, like a snake devouring living beings, and like summer forest fire destroying a forest. How can it tolerate your constant bad conduct?" Seeing Radha weep, a friend spoke to Krishna. The evening is red and the day is clear. It is proper that the two combine, but it's not possible to combine with the contaminated night. But you are the opposite, not pure. That is the indication. Angry Radha again spoke to her Sakhi. My heart was on fire. Why do you criticize him, since after destroying affection in my heart, he destroyed that flame? When affection, the cause of pain, is destroyed, I will of happiness and sorrow. He will be happy in association with many gopis. Then who will suffer? In order to stop Radha's tears, Krishna then spoke some clever words. O angry gopi, it's said in the scriptures concerning gems that the pearl arises from oysters. As I see some pearls, tears, my hand goes quickly towards your face. Turning her head away, she spoke internally, showing the mood of a woman disgusted with her lover because of a quarrel, kalahantarikta. Turning her head away, she spoke internally, showing the mood of a woman disgusted with her lover because of a quarrel. Oh mind, if you want to subjugate Krishna by your anger, when Krishna comes under control, why should you not give up your anger when which is no longer functional? Radha's Sakhi spoke to Krishna. O killer of the Murad demon, if you accept the woman who has crushed your chest as your lover, then our eyes will blaze. O lover of the gopis, the woman who takes anger lightly will make anger towards you her very life. Though associating with you is difficult for her to achieve, it now becomes easy. When the Sakhi said this and turned away, Krishna remained there for some time and then began wandering around at a distance. May the sound of wind in hollow bamboo, similar to the sound of Krishna's flute, be victorious, for it made angry Radha's hair stand on end. One Sakhi with crooked nature, understanding this, spoke, O Radha, when he becomes offensive, why do you not speak roughly with him? Why do you not show anger in your mind? I'm not respected. I'm not happy with you. Radha spoke to herself. This Sakhi says I should be angry. I do not know how to be angry. Though crookedness may be used to display anger, I do not know how to be crooked. My mind desires to see Krishna's attractive lotus eyes endowed with a smile. How can my mind appear otherwise? I cannot think what to do. Though he offends me, my heart is attached to him. If I cannot give up my heart, how can I give up Krishna? All glory to the sound of the flute, which taught Radha forcibly about her anger and attracted all the Sakis. All glory to the sound of the flute, which taught Radha forcibly about her anger and attracted all the Sakis. All glory to the sound of the flute, which taught Radha forcibly about her anger and attracted all the Sakis. Along with Radha. Seeing Radha's face, Krishna was in doubt for a suitable analogy. A Sakis present there spoke to him. Do not boldly think that her face is the moon, for her face conquers all, has bows for eyebrows and shoots arrows through her eyes. When Radha attained Krishna, she was like a bee attaining a lotus rather than like a fish attaining water. Radha had subdued her lover, begged by Krishna, but not receive his touch. Radha repeatedly orders Krishna with instructions to tie a belt or cloth. How astonishing. It seems that all his limbs are made of heavenly liquor by whose association is insane. Please increase. When Krishna speaks of Radha's supreme form, she does not hear that description, but instead gazes at his astonishing form. After this, the Sakis discuss among themselves. Radha, like a golden champaka, enjoys pastimes, placing herself below Krishna, who is like a tamala tree. But because of her boldness, I know that she has the desire for enjoyment while being above him. Lalita began to sing a song like raga, like Lalita Raga of early morning. Lalita began to sing a song in Lalita Raga for early morning. It had the most excellent form, as if inspired by a dream in which a guru had given instructions. Lalita began to sing a song in Lalita Raga of early morning. It had the most excellent form, as if inspired by a dream in which a guru had given instructions. After waking up in the best of bhavas, he sees the glow of the sun. He wakes sleeping Radha and gazes at her followers. Wearing a peacock feather in his hair, he attracts my mind. He excites all the young girls and he externally approaches Radha boldly. He is attached to wandering on the path in the deep forest. He spreads great joy on that path. He spreads great joy on that path. By hope, he destroys the poison of separation. His form gives eternal bliss. He is attached to wandering on the path in the deep forest. He spreads great joy on that path. By hope, he destroys the poison of separation. His form gives eternal bliss. Radha on another day is described. Coming to the bhava, a Saki saw Radha's boldness, smiled gently, and placed the flute in her hand and a peacock feather on her head. Treating the Saki in a special way, Radha spoke to her. The dear lover is sleeping on a bed in the attractive bower. Oh dear Sakhi, I ordered you to steal his flute quickly from him for fun. Taking the flute, you came here. I think you must be tired. You must go on another path, a path difficult for us. In this way, the desires of Krishna and the gopis were under the control of divine fate, like agriculture during the monsoon seasons. Then on Vasanta Panchami, joining the gopis while playing Vasanta Raga, Gopāla began his pastimes with them. Then on Vasanta Panchami, joining the gopis while playing Vasanta Raga, Gopāla began his pastimes with them. Joining the gopis while playing Vasanta Raga, Gopāla with them. On that day, when the Madhavi creepers first began to blossom with groups of buds whose seal tips were broken open by zealous bees, Vrinda had been disappointed because it was impossible for Radha and Krishna. On that day, when the Madhavi creepers first began to blossom with groups of buds whose seal tips were broken open by zealous bees, Vrinda had been disappointed because it was impossible for Radha and Krishna and others to meet without restrictions. But a group of her joyful friends came and gave her happiness. But a group of her joyful friends came and gave her happiness. Oh Vrinda, why are you so despondent? Come and hear about something pleasant. Vrinda said, what is that? The Sakhi said, something you will like. Vrinda said, please tell me. The Sakhi said, oh, one friend saw Madhava near a Madhavi creeper. Seeing the intense pain of separation in Radha, she then caused great emotion in Radha. Then in the company of other Sakhis who were singing this song in Vasanta Raga, she, along with Radha, approached Krishna. Then in the company of other Sakhis who were singing this song in Vasanta Raga, she along with Radha approached Krishna. The song, the forest of Krishna is resplendent with pastimes, longing to bring Krishna and you quickly here. It is full of sweet rasa. Thousands of Madhavi creepers are waking up as if yawning and being kissed by bees or remembering a lover. Vrindavana's hairs are standing on end as the mango buds shoot forth. The cuckoo's cries, increasing desire, seem to be calling for you. This forest filled with cloud creepers and with drums, flute and veena meant for Krishna's spring festival attracts you with fragrant breezes which make a cloth. O Madhavi creeper, bringing you here the forest scattered pollen full of waves of spring music about Krishna and makes the eyes dance like skillful antelope. O Radha with incomparable beauty, may Radha, whose mind constantly prays to meet Krishna between the Yamuna and Manasa Ganga, remain victorious, having achieved him. One verse is added as a commentary. Oh friend, see, in this place resides spring, splendid with beautiful forest, wealth which bring the gopis close and makes everything fragrant. When Vrinda heard this and went to the forest, the Sakhi then showed her the following in the form of a song. The Sakhi then showed her the following in the form of a song. Radha and Krishna expressing their joy which had blossomed or singing Vasanta Raga, which causes the hair to stand on end. They teach the cuckoo with songs, which sings the, they teach the cuckoo which sings the fifth note very slowly in all directions. They praise the bee buzzing and drinking spring honey in a solitary spot. Enjoyable song composed according to rules, filled with sweet rasa as it comes to the lips. They relish the enjoyable song composed according to rules, filled with sweet rasa as it comes to the lips. They praise the wind blowing there, laden with the fragrance of sandalwood. They relish the enjoyable song composed according to rules, filled with sweet rasa as it comes to the lips. They praise the wind blowing there, laden with the fragrance of sandalwood. They dance with rolling eyes on hearing the music and singing filled with unlimited qualities. They dance with rolling eyes on hearing the music and singing filled with unlimited qualities. They make the approaching peacocks dance as if seeing lightning and clouds. He profusely throws powder which spreads over the sky with his gopi friends. He becomes brilliant on being covered in the pollen which shines with drops of perspiration. Not able to tolerate their conduct, the elders scolded them, forbade their independence by argumentation, and made known that they would prevent them from going out. Gods constantly spied on them, and thus they became on Krishna. By separation, they all suffered. Krishna with his lover would inspect the bamboo on the path, wait for his confidential friends, dispatch other suitable persons, and employ all methods. When the elders employed various methods to stop Radha, all actions became as futile as useless agricultural tools for bringing about a meeting of the couple. Radha's and Krishna's hearts were split apart. When the obstacles appeared, both of them thought as follows: I did not consider that previously seeing my beloved gave such pleasure. Now seeing the beloved causes such grief. The arrangement between us has now produced possessiveness, and that possessiveness is trying to crush us. What shall I do? What should my lover do? Today in the night, I saw my lover and my lover saw me. Not only that, I touched my lover and my lover touched me with fresh love. If that was only a vision in a dream, I cannot maintain my life. And if it was true, I still have no desire to maintain my life. Ah, oh dark lover, for oh beloved of Krishna, if Radha speaks, where are you? Of Radha or Krishna, the whole body and all dear friends give pain like fire, which pierces the very heart. When the elders became angry and obstructed the gopis, Krishna, out of longing, used the pretense of a pilgrimage. When all the gopis attached to Krishna learned about the pilgrimage, they began to imagine many things. When he climbed on the high cart and departed, their eyes were like Kanjana birds free from a cage. As the moon passes through all the constellations, Krishna then went to all the gopis' houses and met them every night. On the path, Krishna performed many pastimes with the gopis who were far from their relatives, who all expressed joy and desire to go wherever Krishna was, who experienced all pastimes, who no longer desired to do household chores, and who gave up happiness, suffering hunger and thirst. Though some were prevented by the elders, all the residents of Gokula went on pilgrimage. Krishna put on the clothes of a cultured woman in order to give the gopis happiness. He put on the dress of a woman who knew astrology, mantras, how to transform substances, and how to make puppets dance. O astrologer, in the three worlds, what objects gives people happiness? Association with Krishna. What object should one take shelter of in this world? Songs about Krishna. What object gives the highest auspiciousness? desire to attain Krishna? What object should be enjoyed? The form of Krishna. What is the end result in this world? Attaining Krishna everywhere. May Krishna's skillful deception, which gave answers to Radha, protect us. He dressed as a messenger. He dressed as a messenger. May Krishna's skillful deception, which gave answers to Radha, protect us. May Krishna's skillful deception, which gave answers to Radha, protect us. He dressed as a messenger. Who are you? I'm a messenger. Whose messenger are you? I am your messenger. Who do you follow and what are your qualities? You are dear to me and I have qualities like you. What is the proof of this? Go to a solitary place and look at my body. In this way, Krishna gave instructions to Radha with a smile mixed with devotion that spread everywhere. Radha recognized this wordplay. May his desire be fulfilled. Though Radha's mind was pained by thinking of separation, the obstacles to seeing each other were removed. Seeing Krishna in different dresses every night, Radha spoke to him. Oh friend, the wife of the doctor has arrived for diagnosis of heartburn and feels the pulse. But why does she touch other parts of my body? I'm so unfortunate. Oh friend, the wife of the doctor has arrived for diagnosis of heartburn and feels the pulse. But why does she touch other parts of my body? I'm so unfortunate. This dark woman, expert at playing the flute, lives very far away. Half the night has passed. The place where the Saki stays is very small. Let my bed be reduced in half for her. This dark person has studied all arts. She's an incomparable poet. Let that be. I do not know how this woman knows all her secrets. This dark complexion artist is making a picture in a solitary place in which she draws a picture of a woman resembling me, along with a man who has a dark complexion. Oh friend, I say to you in private that there's no one like this woman who lives on betel nut and knows mantras to bewilder people. This woman wearing a garland is distributing garlands. But why do our flowers produce a desire for Krishna? This dark fruit seller is giving out various fruits. After this, taking only a bilva fruit, why does she look at me? This dark fruit seller is giving out various fruits. After this, taking only a bilva fruit, why does she look at me? This dark woman with valuable goods like necklaces on her body is not chaste. Though she's not known to me, she wants to put a necklace on me. As long as I take aguru sandalwood pulp from this merchant's wife, the elders do not say anything about black aguru and sandalwood to me. The description of Krishna is only indicatory. Many words would be needed to describe everything. Oh Gopi, I am expert at sewing, but I perform other crafts simply by looking. I do not do any of them. I reveal this to my friends. Look at these bodies on my chest that I made. I dye clothing here. I'm well known in the world as Shyama. The woman who wears cloth dyed by me has the lotus of her heart open. The woman who wears cloth dyed by me has the lotus of her heart open. O woman of Raja, you are trying to sell mirrors, a bow, coral, and pearls. I am asking if you are selling two deep containers, breasts. O fortunate woman, I am good at massaging limbs. O fortunate woman, I'm good at massaging limbs. My body is very tender. I've come limbs. The happiness of my touch surpasses the happiness of realizing Brahman. After this, a woman, revealing sincerity and crookedness, approaching Krishna, who was dressed as a woman with ornaments, said, "We will not take a massage in an assembly." After concluding the pastimes in Ambika forest, filled with darkness, Krishna distributed whatever was desired willingly, profusely, and pleasantly. All the petals arising from the lotus of Krishna's heart became the forms of his beloved gopis of Vraja. If this is true, we will not doubt and speak, but Radha, who is situated within the lotus of his heart, has become our object of affection. The reciter concluded, "O Radha, your Krishna, killer of Baka, is most desirable and beautiful in form. He released the Vidyadhara Sudarshana from a curse and surpasses all others." Hare Krishna. I would like to end now. So we would like to continue this tomorrow. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.